just randomly decided to do a live. I'm sitting here waiting for my brother in banjo lesson, and thought I would just check my blood sugar. So I did a live stream. I keep calling it a live, which is weird, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe it's what a lot of people call it, but I just say go live or live stream. So change my vocabulary. This is my third live. Yes, third live, which is good for me because I didn't think I would ever do a live. It's just something that happened and I decided I liked. These live streams don't get like any views on my YouTube channel, but I don't know, it's fun. I like doing it. I like creating content, and if that means people watch it, great. If it doesn't mean anyone watches it, well, that's fine too. I do it for my own enjoyment. So this is my blood sugar testing kit, and it says, not sure if you can see it, but it says like apply blood. So this is a test strip, and I put the test strip in there, and then I poke myself. So it's just this, and there's a small little tiny needle on the inside, and just press the button. I might get enough, might not. Sometimes I have to do it twice, and on my worst days, like 3 times, but it worked, so that's great. So it's testing 162. So the reason it's 162 is because I had goldfish crackers, and goldfish is apparently not the best for me. I felt like my blood sugar was a little high, so that's why I tested, but I don't feel bad. It's just not what I hoped it would be. I normally want to stay in the range of at least like 120, 130, 140 is getting like you should probably have some protein, but 162 isn't that bad. It's when you get over 200, so 162 for a diabetic is reasonable. But like over 200, I was over 200 for like a couple hours one day. It was when I got my wisdom teeth out. So getting my wisdom teeth out was awful. So I had Ella, hi! Oh my gosh, I'm so honored that you joined. It's great. You're my first ever person to actually comment on a live, because nobody ever watches these. So I'm so happy to see you. That's great. Wow, Ella, you just made my day. I'm very happy. So, Ella, if you didn't know, my blood sugar is 162. This is fine. I'm totally okay. And that's not being sarcastic. If it seems sarcastic, I'm sorry, but yes. Did it notify you that I went live? It's an honor to be your first live commenter. Oh, thank you. First time I went live, Clara told me that the comments were turned off. And so I was like, oh, darn it. And so I was like, comment below which of my pets you like best. And I was like, afterwards I was like, oh, nobody could. Totally not embarrassing. I mean, yeah. So I have been a busy bean today. I woke up and I went and did some school. I already watched YouTube, so it just popped up. Nice. Very nice. Cool. I went and I babysat this child this morning. I love her. She's great. And we watched Frozen. Okay, so Frozen is great, but the thing is, every time we watch a movie, she asks if I've seen it. I'm like, yeah, we've watched this together a couple times. She's like, oh, okay. Have you seen it this time? I'm like, sure. No, yes. She's like, have you seen this one? And I'm like, it was Encanto. I've never seen Encanto or Encanto. I don't know how you pronounce it. But I was like, I haven't seen Encanto. You want to watch that? And she's like, no. And so we ended up watching Frozen 2, like first 20 minutes of Frozen 2, but Frozen 2 is, the beginning is a little slow, at least for a child, it's a little slow. So I got out a coloring book for her, and it was Raya the Last Dragon. She's like, when we're done with this movie, can we watch Raya? I was like, sure, do you want to watch it now? And she's like, okay. And so I turned on Raya the Last Dragon for her, and that's what we did. We watched Raya the Last Dragon, and we colored, and I drew like Sisu in her like coloring book. And then I swept a little bit, and it's a good job. I love doing it. I am going to work at Jumpin' in Loveland soon, hopefully. Yes, because I'm getting like a job. Like, I did my interview, and then he said that I could come in for like a trial period, and then he was like, send your tax information. And so I think I got the job. I'm pretty sure I got the job, but it's like he didn't actually say I got the job, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm still I think I got it. Yeah, I think I did. Hopefully I got it. I don't know. We will see. But I think I'd be, I don't know, childcare, yes. Children are great, within reason, okay? Within reason. Working at a place with a ton of children all the time in like a hot, sweaty place, I'm not sure how working there's gonna be. To tell you the truth, it was like my last resort. I stopped there and just like, oh, why not go in and give them my resume. And yes, kids are the best. I love kids. Kids are just a joy. I babysit twice a week at one of my grandparents' church, and then another at a family's house, and I love it. The one at my grandma's church is a little harder to handle. She's in like not a great situation, so like she doesn't behave, okay? She doesn't listen to anyone. And so like I was trying to get her off the table, okay? There's this child climbing on the table. It's not like a high table, it's just like, I'm at a preschool, okay? So it's like low tables with low chairs. And so I take her off. I'm like, no, we're not gonna like run around on the table. And then she took my hand, and then she goes and scratches my hand. So I was like, that's not nice. And I can't punish the child. I'm in no authority to do that, and it's not like I do anything, but I don't know, I was just like, this why? Make her care. The people that take care of her, I'm just like, there are rules that need to be set, because she doesn't listen to anything that I say. From what I've seen, she doesn't listen to anything that her grandma says, but her grandma's the only person who like takes her in to the preschool. So I don't really know what's going on there, but that's my least favorite job, like, at the moment, is babysitting that little girl, because she's a handful. But the little girl that I babysat today, I just love her. She is so sweet. We normally like go outside, watch a movie, and I make her chicken nuggets. This little girl eats a lot of chicken nuggets. It's kind of cute. And then she shows me all her dolls. Okay, all her dolls. Very, very cute. Okay, Ariel has always been like my favorite princess. So, and like Merida, red hair give it away. Yeah, probably. But I really enjoy doing that stuff. Yeah, she shows me her dolls. We went and we jumped on the trampoline this week, which was great. Like, for a little while, but like the weather here, it's really hot, but just the wind is really bad right now, so it's not the best to play outside. So I'm gonna lower the windows. I'm in my car, and it got pretty hot as I was talking about the weather. Sitting in a car without the air conditioning on, and just not the most fun, I'd say. But the wind, it's windy, so the wind is blowing through the window, which is really nice. Wow, 8 people are watching. Thank you. This is the most I've ever gotten for actual people who are watching a live stream. I said that I wasn't gonna call it a live anymore. I kept saying alive, and then I was like, it's a live stream, so I need to change my vocabulary. But this is new. This is really new. I've only been on YouTube since February. So, it's not been extremely long, but it's been long enough that I kind of know what I'm doing. Editing is so much fun. I love editing and like making shorts. I want to have, like, my goal is to make people laugh. That's why I do theater. And oh, Jamie, thank you so much. That makes me feel really good. So I do theater, and so I just finished up play Little Women, and it was a really well performed play. I love all the girls and boys that were involved in the show. We performed it at the Rialto Theater, and our director actually wrote the script. So it was really fun. I was a schoolgirl, and I was a society matron. In past years, I was in a play called Mouse on the Moon, and in Mouse on the Moon, it's so much fun. It was kind of like a sci-fi play, but not really. It was about a small town. Okay, so the small town, and they were getting involved in the space race. So yes, of course, fiction. But this little town is like living in the Middle Ages, but everyone around them is like actual time. So it was so much fun. I got to be the page, and I would give the instructions and tell everyone, and I was able to like give the letter to the president, and it was so much fun. That was one of my favorite plays. But the year before that, I did Beauty and the Beast. And then Beauty and the Beast, we did a twist on it. We did the Russian fairy tale. So that was so much fun. I was a bronze statue. I was one of the main characters. And that play was just so much fun. It was so different from like the Disney version that it was... Yes, people knew it, and so people came to see it, and were surprised. But it was a good surprise, and it was so fun to put on. The costumes were spectacular. It took me about 2 hours to get all of my hair and makeup done, and I think our record for bobby pins in my hair was like 173, maybe 200. I'm not sure, but it was a really, really, really high number. My hair does not like to curl very well, and so I was just sitting in that chair, and everyone was like curling my hair. At one point there was like 2 people trying to curl my hair, trying to get it done, and it took forever. And I was a bronze statue, so I had to have a bodysuit like bronze, and so it was like everything but like my neck and face was covered in like a bronze suit, and so I had to like be painted, course, and that like shading. It was so cool, such a fun costume. I got a sword, which was great. I was the warrior of the group, and so of course I had to have a sword. It was a lot of fun. But during the fight scene that I did, the one fight scene in the whole play, they made me lose, which I was really sad about, and I fell, I missed, and I had to fall, and that was just so much fun. I loved it, but I was sad that I didn't get to win. But I mean, it was part of the script, so I couldn't, like, win. And 2 of my favorite characters in that play were, they were, like, posts. Like on a banister, you'd come down, and they were like, it was Jester, and Wit, and so they were like the jokesters of the group, and so it was just a really fun play on Beauty and the Beast, and I really loved it. And the year before, I also did Beauty and the Beast, but it was the musical. I have never been in a musical since then. It's been just a lot of hardcore acting instead of singing, because a lot of our group, they're like, we don't do it because not everyone can sing, you know, and if not everyone can sing, then it wouldn't make a good show. And at the beginning of the year, it's a whole 2 semesters of what I do for theater, and I take it as a class. So at the first semester, we don't know what the play is. So the play is we just are there and we do monologues. So monologues is a one-person show. Like, you do a scene from a certain place. So last year I was Yzma from Emperor's New Groove, and that was so much fun. It was so much fun. The year before, I was in Green Gables in the scene where she calls Mrs. Lind, like, fat and ugly and a sour old gossip is what I remember. And that was so much fun. I adapted that one myself with my director, and it was a ton of fun. And then the year before, I've done this theater group for about 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. And the year before, I was a sarcastic flight attendant. So it was like the baby in aisle 3 is scheduled to continue screaming throughout the entire rest of our flight. So the person who coached me on that monologue was actually a pilot, and when I did that monologue, I had never been on a plane before. So it was interesting. Well, I guess I had been on a plane, but it was like when I was 4 years old, so I couldn't remember anything. So it was just interesting. I didn't know how, like, takeoff or landing would be, or just what it looked like inside. I mean, I had seen movies, but when you see a movie like Home Alone, they're in like first class, and so that's just what I pictured as a plane. And so I went on my first plane ride last year to Nashville. Tennessee, somewhere, I forget, Knoxville. There we go. And it was so much fun. I love flying. But it was so much different from what the movies looked like and from what I pictured my monologue looking like. But I enjoyed it so much. And then I took another a flight to Costa Rica this year, and Costa Rica was such a blast. I absolutely loved it. Yeah. So in Costa Rica, I was on a mission trip, and so coming back from the mission trip was like a really, really, really long plane flight, because we got on the plane. Okay, the plane was supposed to take off at 12:30. So I was expecting it to take off at 12:30. We all get on the plane, and they're like, the flight is delayed they didn't know how long. And so there I was sitting on the plane. It had been like 2 hours, and they're like, okay, we're taking off. But it was high winds, and so they're like, okay, we have to refuel. And so we were on the plane for less than a half hour, and then we land again, still in Costa Rica. And it took like another 2 hours to get fuel, because stuff was backed up and nobody was working that day or something. And then it's supposed to be like a 5 to 6 hour flight back to the States in Denver. So it was a really, really, really long plane flight. And I wasn't sitting next to anyone that I knew, so that was hard as well. I mean, yes, my group was like around in the plane, but I was sitting next to this really little girl. She was so fun. I drew a picture of her little monkey toy that she had gotten in Costa Rica, and she named him like Boo Boo or something, because he kept playing peekaboo with them in a tree, and I just thought that was adorable. And then she drew me, which I kept her picture, so it's really cute. And then she ended up falling asleep on me as soon as we were back in Denver. So just a really, really fun plane ride, but it was also like 9 hours. I don't know. It was too long for my liking. 8 hours, 8 plus. I don't know. It was the longest I'd ever sat down. Like, I didn't get up very much. I don't think I got up at all. Yeah, because they hardly gave out any water either. it was really frustrating that day at the same time. And then when I went home, I had to go to the hospital because of diabetes. So that was great. So I was exhausted, but it was also just like, I'm so happy to be home. But then, like, you know, I had my wisdom teeth out a couple days after. Like, I had one day that I was home, and then I had my wisdom teeth out. So it wasn't like I wanted to come home. I really didn't want to come home. Like, Costa Rica, I mean, wow. And I didn't even go to the like the richer part of Costa Rica. I went to like the really poor areas of Costa Rica. Is just it's kind of the outside of the city. I went to one city. It was nice. But it wasn't like anything like you would see in the States. It was so different. But so it's not like I want to go back to Costa Rica because I love the beach. I didn't go to the beach. I went to a volcano that I did not get to see because of all of the, like, it was just, it's wet, and it's the rainforest. So what else can you expect? The rainforest isn't really exactly raining all 100% of the time. It's more just like a looming fog is what I realized. I mean, yes, it rained like once while we were there, but not as much as I was expecting for like a rainforest. But like we went in like their time, like the end of summer, the peak or something of summer. So the rainy season is their winter, I guess. That's just, I don't know. For living in a really dry climate, that seems nice. I doubt it is when you're actually there. But for me, that sounds pretty nice right about now, where it's extremely dry. I guess it's not like, I guess there is a storm cloud, but the thing is, it just like, I'm gonna rain, or am I? I will rain. No, I won't. It's like, and then it'll rain for like 5 minutes and be done, but it won't be like a bad rain. I mean, it's Denver, so like in the middle of a desert. Well, my brother is back and I must leave, so I have to go take a guitar lesson. See y'all later. Bye. Thanks you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.